Hey guys, Swordsman here. I've got some Bad Company 2 footage in the background. It is nothing spectacular, probably terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's from a play session I had earlier today with Impact and Lazy and Demora, and it was probably one of the more frustrating Bad Company 2 sessions I've ever had, including PC, Xbox, Mac, whatever, you know. And I figured, what the hell? I had some footage for you guys, and it might make for a decent backdrop while I discuss some more Battlefield 3 stuff. This isn't going to be like a news type thing. It's not going to be anything like that. But I think this is mostly just going to be my opinions, my gut instincts, my worries, my concerns, the things I'm worried about, stuff like that. Because I haven't really said too much on actual YouTube when it comes to what I'm thinking about Battlefield 3. Largely it was mostly because of the NDA stuff, but with Gamescom releasing so much information, most of the things that I was concerned about were sort of revealed here and stuff, so I figured, what the hell, I'm going to have a bit of a chat about this, and we'll go from there. Now, again, just to reiterate for those that are a little slow maybe, these are just my opinions. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. This is what I think, what I feel. They're not set in stone. Things that I learn, things that I see, things that get changed could very well change how I feel. And we'll go from there. Okay, with the standard disclaimers out of the way, I'm really not looking forward to 64-player servers on PC. Now, this of course does not affect PC or Xbox or PS3. Sorry. This means absolutely nothing to those console-only guys. But for PC, I have no interest in 64 players. It's a neat in theory, I guess, but just isn't for me. I don't think anymore nowadays, especially with the modern attitude towards, or that a lot of FPS players seem to have as of late. So that to me, it does not appeal to me, and I'm going to try to explain why. Whenever I play Bad Company 2, 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, whatever, I try really hard to win. Like, I'm not all like ragey and insisting on winning and like being douchey and stuff to friends or whatnot, but I try to win, you know. I try to go disarm, I try to arm, I try to defend, I try to cap flags, you know. As long as I can feel that I tried to win, but I still lose, it's generally good enough for me, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. But when it comes down to, you can only go into a lobby with 4 people, well, 3 other people and yourself, and you become dependent on the other 8 in Xbox's case. What is it, 12 on like current BC2 on PC's case, you know. You got to put a lot of your enjoyment, your satisfaction, your... Wow, that screen was bugging out there when I got stuck in the corner. Oh, that guy must have thought he had an easy kill. Wow. But anyway, like a lot of times I think, like, the more you have to rely on a huge group of people, the less enjoyable it can be for me. I think that might still be one of the reasons why Call of Duty still gets some attention for me, is that you go in there with yourself or your friend, maybe just 2 of you, and you can pretty much, you can have a fair chance of controlling the outcome, especially in a game type like, say, Domination. You can have a pretty good influence on the outcome. But in something like Bad Company 2, where there's 24 players on console, 32 on PC, you're really like, you can try to hold up your end of the deal, but if the other people aren't holding up their end, it just gets so frustrating to me to see so many people not playing the objective, not trying to win. Like, I don't understand why they're willing to get 5 kills sitting on the edge of the map sniping or whatever while losing horribly, and that's good enough for them. I just, it frustrates me, I guess. But there's really nothing you can do about that, and so to me, to think that when you expand to 64 players, you suddenly have to have all these other people that you got to rely on also to help you win, it just, I don't know, I'm not looking forward to that part. I'm just not. But with that said, that's one of the beauties of PC. Not every server will be 64-man. I'm sure there will be plenty of 32-man servers, which I think at first I was a little weary of 32-man. But the more I have continued to play on PC, the more comfortable I am with 32. It seems like it's a bit more action-packed than the 24, but it won't be as crazy as the 64 or 128 type games that you have out there. What do you guys think? Are you looking forward to the 64 players? Do you not mind that your game is in the hands of so many other people? Is that something that you just don't really think about or don't really care about? Because I know for me, it's frustrating when, like, as somebody, this is completely a selfish reason, like, as somebody who posts to YouTube, typically the theory is you should try to post games you win, unless it's a very hard-fought loss that is entertaining that comes down to the wire. And I think most people try to abide by that, but when you have a good game, you play the objective, you set the MCOMs, you disarm the MCOMs, you cap the flags, you do everything right, but still your team just gets fucking punched in the face repeatedly. It's like, fuck, gotta keep playing again, because now I can't share that with you. And I think I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to have to break away from that when it comes to Battlefield content. That whenever you're forced to rely on so many teammates that just oftentimes are clueless, they have no idea what MCOMs are, they don't know that flags can be captured. I don't know, maybe something needs to change with how Battlefield-esque games are presented on YouTube, especially when it comes to the time constraints. Because based on what was leaked in the alpha and stuff, that you guys are all readily available to go watch on YouTube probably, the games last a long time, you know, especially Rush, especially Conquest, you know, it's a long time. And the average YouTube viewer just does not have the attention span to watch a long video. The 7 to 12 minute range seems to be the optimum sweet spot for a YouTube video commentary for what people want to watch, and very few games of Bad Company 2 fall into that range unless it's squad deathmatch. But again, that's just a purely selfish thing for like future Battlefield 3 stuff as a YouTube commentator type thing. Now, another thing I'm worried about is I guess the attitude of the players that will be coming into Battlefield 3. We all know that there's the Battlefield 2 and the Bad Company 2, just the Battlefield people that enjoy the game. They'll of course be there. That said, not all of them play the objective, not all of them try to win. A lot of them just kill whore. A lot of them play it only because they get to wait for vehicles to spawn. Their only interest is waiting in their deployment until a chopper spawns, until the tank comes out. You know, that's all they care about. That's all they want to do. And you know, I mean, you'll have that. It's just unavoidable. But I think a lot of what we're going to see, and to some extent, you're seeing it right now on Bad Company 2, is that the Call of Duty crowd is starting to migrate over to Battlefield. I think based on the fact that as Call of Duty continues to grow and, well, I don't know, like, it keeps going, we'll put it that way. More and more Call of Duty players voice their discontent with Call of Duty more often now. Like, it started in, like, say, I don't know, you could probably make a case that it started towards the end of World at War. People were finding themselves less happy with it. MW2, more people complained about it. Black Ops, it seems like more people complain about it. I think Black Ops is much better than MW2, but people still think it's worse. And so I think as this generation of Call of Duty players get tired of Call of Duty, they're probably going to try Battlefield 3. The marketing is there, the budget is there. They're going all out with trying to get that crowd to come over and check it out. And I think what you'll find will happen is that a fair portion of the Call of Duty community will end up coming over to Battlefield 3. How long they stay, we'll never know. How many of them stay, we'll never know. But I think that brings with them a certain level of player characteristics that is not exactly the most appealing things that you want to see coming out of your teammates. The people that will just sit on the edges of a map with an ammo kit below them, just spamming shit, or the trick shot people that just think jumping off of ladders and spinning in circles and stuff is fucking what they want to have their teammates doing. So whenever you have this, the Battlefield community already, it's by itself, is already kind of fractured right down the middle with how people play and what they want to get out of it and what they hope to achieve playing Battlefield. But then when you add into the Call of Duty mentality that will have a greater influx on players, I think that's going to make things frustrating. And then when you add that all up and you take a look at just the actual stuff that is making it into the game, how things are starting to work, it could be frustrating. I have always maintained that Bad Company 2 has plenty of things to get frustrated at, but typically there's less of those things than you'll find in a Call of Duty game. I think that's a reasonably fair assessment that, yeah, there's stuff in Bad Company 2 that'll piss you off, but there's less of it than Call of Duty, just as a rule of thumb, you know what I mean? But Battlefield 3 may not be the case. With the way the alpha played out, in the things that were leaked, in the things that were shown on the screens, in the videos and stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the stuff that I have and everything. The absence of a kill cam was a pretty big worry for a lot of players, myself included. The lack of a kill cam in Battlefield 3's alpha basically promoted a lot of bad behavior with horrible camping, because unless you directly saw them, there was no real way to tell where exactly they were camping unless you had a physical line of sight on them. But with that combined with prone, it just became so obnoxious, and it was not fun to play in the alpha. With how many people were completely new to Battlefield 3 that got into it or didn't care about trying to win, or just they would lay in bushes with no kill cam and so that they thought they were magically safe and nobody would ever find them and shit like that. But the funny thing is that they added a kill cam that was released or revealed rather at Gamescom. They straight up said kill cam is on by default. That is it's in. We don't know what type of a kill cam. I would imagine it would follow the Bad Company 2 format, where you show your killer, you see your killer, not like the path of your bullets or whatnot, but we don't know that for sure. That's just pure speculation. But oh boy, did this infuriate some of the Battlefield 2 purists. They are not happy whatsoever about the addition of a kill cam in their precious Battlefield 3, and to me, I'm just gonna, all I had to say to that is sorry about your luck. I mean, Battlefield 2 didn't have a kill cam, you're absolutely right. But if you think about the atmosphere of FPS gaming back when Battlefield 2 released, you didn't really need one. I mean, let's just face it, players were different back then. The behaviors that went on were reasonably different. I think back then, like, the biggest thing that you really had to deal with, like, not specific to Battlefield 2, but in gaming in general back then, it was like team killing was like all the rage. They thought it was hilarious and shit like that. But it's needed in today's atmosphere. It's needed when so many players have so many obnoxious behaviors that have been taught to them by various games that they can get away with doing all sorts of cheap shit and playing like bitches. And then when you give them prone on a giant freaking map with lots of cover in the terms of bushes and trees and fences, and it's just needed to try to prevent some of the douchebaggery, I think. But I'm sure there will be many of you that disagree with me. Pause for a drink. There we go. Another concern of mine is definitely the Origin. That has me not ordering it for PC at this point. For those of you that have not followed along, there's been a lot of bad juju coming out of Origin. One of those things has been that basically by installing Origin, you give them the right to scan your hard drive. And they scan your hard drive, they will know everything that's on your PC. They will know your internet history, your internet habits. They will know the things that you play, the things that you do with your PC. They are capable of scanning it for pirated software or like copyright type stuff with movies or whatever. And they basically say they reserve the right to do with that whatever the fuck they want. And that to me is bullshit. Now some of you might say, well, Valve does the same thing with Steam Client. And you're right to a point. They reserve the right to scan things directly related to their products, their games. That is a complete limitation that if it has nothing to do with their games, they don't access it, they don't know about it, they don't do anything. So to me, that is a night and day distinction and difference between Origin and Steam. But what are you going to do? I think EA knows they have the PC community by the balls because so many people will want to play Battlefield 3. They're just going to keep ramming Origin down the throats of everybody because this is the big AAA title that will force it onto people. And they know exactly how they need to play it in order to get people to adapt it. Or adopt it, rather. Or adapt to it, however you want to put it. I don't think I want to. I'm very much not all that interested in dealing with Origin, so I don't know what I'm going to do. The fact is, you are required to use Origin in the battle log if you play Battlefield 3 on PC. And I do not like the way this is shaping up. Maybe the PC community will revolt and do their usual petition stuff that almost never seems to work. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, you know, it's hard to say. But I really hope it changes. Origin seems like such a piece of shit software right now. Just let Steam do its thing. Let us buy it there and be happy. But that will not work. That will not happen. We'll hop along Wookie here. Mow him down a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I've been using this Uzi lately. I like it, but I know it's not very good. Is that weird? I know it takes way more bullets to kill than some of the other guns, but I just like it. And when asked why I keep using it, well, currently I'm trying to get a gold star on Xbox now, as well as PC that I got, but it just looks awesome. I love the graphic of the Uzi on Xbox and PC, so why would I not use it, I guess, you know? But, again, these are just my ramblings and my concerns for Battlefield 3. I don't know. I'm half excited for Battlefield 3 and I'm half very much dreading it because I think DICE has designed a pretty good game. How this guy has 100% health, I will never fucking know. My crosshairs were completely on his chest. I should have at least got him down to what, 70, 60, 50%? Frustrating, I tell you. But DICE has done, I think, a good job of designing a good game based on what we've seen. I am very disappointed on the limited game modes. I think that is a big, big misstep. I think more game modes will add longevity to the game to get more out of it. I think they would be better suited to very much follow the Call of Duty line of thought with adding a greater variety of game types and even like the silly ones, like I said, like the air superiority or the tank on tank or vehicle only type things, similar like the wager match-esque games in terms of fun type stuff. I think would be an awesome step forward, but it doesn't look like we'll be seeing that. Bit of a bummer, but I'm getting wildly off topic here towards the end. Well, probably throughout the whole thing, really. But I think DICE has done a good job making what should be a good game. My concern is the players. It's always the players and how they use the tools that the devs put in, how they use the pieces to be dicks and obnoxious little wankers and fucking pussies and douches and all that stuff. And so, I guess I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm prepared to probably be frustrated a fair bit in the coming months here. But I could be wrong. September we'll have the beta. We will see what all changes they have and what things will be different. Hopefully it'll be an amazing experience, which I hope and really pray for at this point, because I want a really good Battlefield game. I'm so tired of playing Bad Company 2. It's not the same as it was when it first released. It's dramatically different based on the player base. which those players will be heading over to Battlefield 3. Take care, guys. I will see you next time.